Hi.
Wait, are we starting?
Yeah.
Like, well, yeah, but like...
We've started. We've started
now.
already. How would you introduce yourself?
How would I introduce myself?
Yeah, like what do you do?
I usually say, hi, I'm Karla. I'm first and foremost a student of life and storyteller and also a personal brand strategist.
Awesome, perfect. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Alexa, I'm with my friend Karla. We are currently in Sonora, California on a creative retreat.
Yeah.
We came here to deep focus into our work, side projects. Deep focus time working on side projects, creative writing, content creation, video, photography, film, all the things. Video, film are the same thing, that's fine. So we're nearing the end of our second night, but creating and filming all day, so it was really exhausting, but super fun.
It almost felt like a boot camp.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it felt like.
Anyway, we just have a couple more videos we're recording tonight, and the one I really wanted to record was to talk about YouTube, like YouTubers talking about YouTube.
Right.
Like kind of meta.
It's been such a long time since I've had a conversation about YouTube with YouTubers.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
Yeah, well, so I love this topic because I'm a YouTuber, I have a YouTube channel, but I also just love when people approach me, friends or strangers, and they tell me they have a YouTube channel or they're thinking about starting one. And I'm a huge proponent of anyone who has ever thought, hey, wouldn't it be fun, wouldn't it be interesting to start a YouTube channel? Like, yes, do it. And so I just wanted to ask you some questions to learn about your experience starting your YouTube channel. And, you know, you've had your YouTube channel for a while, so I wanted to hear about what it was like at the beginning and then where it's at now. And hopefully someone out there watches this video and they're like, yeah, it's my turn, it's my time.
Yeah. Watch out, Alexa and Karla, you guys are coming in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, there's room for everyone.
Absolutely. Everyone has a unique story to tell.
Right.
Okay, so why did you start a YouTube channel?
So I started a YouTube channel because I wanted to build confidence in front of the camera. I went to school for like media and broadcast journalism. I wanted to be a like news reporter. And so I realized I wasn't good in front of the camera. I had to read a teleprompter. I had to be have a really great personality in front of the camera. And every time I would watch the replays in school, I'd be like, holy smokes. But it really came down to not being confident within myself. And so I knew that I had to kind of get started. And so I challenged myself, okay, well, why don't you vlog for 30 days, make videos for 30 days and see if you improve. And I improved. So it was really about being confident in front of the camera, but it made me more confident in real life.
Amazing. Okay, there's a lot of things there. Firstly, you vlogged for 30 days straight. That was like your first experience with making YouTube videos?
Yeah.
Wow. That is like, as someone who attempted vlogging at the very beginning, maybe twice, 3 times, and was completely terrified until I discovered scripting. Like, huge accomplishment.
Thank you. But I mean,
so cool.
As someone who tried to be on a teleprompter for like my degree, like you were killing it.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, so I've started using a teleprompter just in the last 6 months or so, I think.
Okay. Game
changer. But there's a learning curve. You really do have to learn how to use it. So you're not just like, so it doesn't look like you're reading.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so I really resonate with your story because I too started my YouTube channel because I wanted to get better at public speaking. And what's really cool about YouTube and video is that you have videos that show your progress.
Right.
So do you have any videos from like way back when you originally started that are really memorable for you that maybe you've recently gone back and looked at and seen, like, or do you do that, or is that just me?
No, I do that. I mean, it's been a while. I mean, I've been on YouTube for 8 years.
Yeah.
But when I say 8 years, I mean like launching my channel, where I've actually semi-tried has been like 4 years or a little less than that. So, I mean, going back 8 years to YouTube, it's been a while since I've done that. And I've actually removed my first videos, which I regret. But the last one that I checked out was actually, it wasn't a video that when I started YouTube, it was just like a random upload, but I had tried to audition for like Disney's 365.
Really?
Yeah. Cool. And so the video, when I uploaded, I think it was like 2 years later. So it was me at 18 and I was just like talking really fast, which I still do. But it was really interesting to see my growth and confidence, because you could tell that the moments that I wasn't like talking, there was a little bit of like insecurity, and to see now that I've like really grown as a person, and even when I mess up I could laugh at myself, has been really amazing to see, and that video really showcases like inner growth.
Yeah, so you started your YouTube channel 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Coming on 9 years.
Coming on 9, yeah.
So
holy smokes.
Totally different time. So what would you say were some of the challenges that you faced when you were starting your YouTube channel back then?
When I started, it was a career for many people. And I actually started because I had friends who had YouTube as their career. And to see that, it was constantly like me being like, oh man, but my videos aren't good enough because they're not at that level. And I already kind of saw it as a business right away, but I wasn't trying to make it a business. So my videos, it wasn't me like trying, actually. It was just me really trying to get better as a person. But knowing that my videos weren't good enough compared to those people who were already making money, and like literally I hung out with these people, it was really hard for me to, like, I was like, oh, might as well not try. There's not room for us anymore. Like, people are already making it into a career. Like, I'm kind of late to the game. I always said, I wish I would have hopped on sooner, realizing now that I'm like, there's still room, even to this day.
That's so interesting to hear you say that, because I think that is still a very common feeling that people have when they're starting out.
Right.
Like, oh my gosh, people have been doing this for decades and I've just started. And I think this is a life thing. We're always comparing ourselves to other people, which you kind of can't avoid. And at the same time, you also have to, I think, remember that it's not about comparing yourself to other people.
No.
Right? Like,
yeah. It's like, I feel like comparison is a killer of dreams, because if we're constantly like comparing ourselves to other people who have already been doing it for a while, of course they're going to be ahead of you, and it's going to stop you from even trying, which I'm a big believer in. You should at least try, and not give up right away either, though.
Yeah.
You know?
I think, I mean, I completely agree with you in that. I think any form of creating something is going to be like positive.
Right.
Whether or not it's like successful or like accomplishes the thing it set out to accomplish, like you will have learned something by creating that thing, and that's gonna be a win.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, right now I only have 8,000 subscribers. If you like average it out, you can say, oh, she's only gone 1,000 a year, right? But really, I didn't go like viral until maybe like 3 years ago, and that's when I noticed like, oh my god, that's when I finally said there's room for me, like 5 years later, you know. And now, because I have those videos, and because I kind of like proved myself to my own self and to just people, you know, it's actually helped me even build my brand now as a freelancer. So there's still benefits to it. I feel like I didn't go to where I wanted to go, I guess. Like, I thought I would maybe be like a host or something. I don't know. But there's been a lot of, I mean, I've met you and other people and I've gotten jobs out of it. There's so much benefits that have come from having a channel.
I will say, I love the creator community, and we have a little like sub Bay Area creator community that I absolutely love. And it's true. There's so many great people out there to meet. Right. When you become a part of this thing. Right. Yeah. Okay. You said you went viral. You have a video that went viral. Please tell us about that.
So I have 2 videos that went viral, and it was literally the same year. And I so wish I would have just jumped on that bandwagon and kept making more videos, but I just didn't know how to like handle it. And when I say viral, for my channel, it was viral. Like, so I usually would get, when I was posting consistently, would get an average of like 1,000 views per my video. And this one, or no, not 1,000, like 500 to 1,000. Okay. But one day I was actually like on stage, like public speaking, and all of a sudden I started getting these like notifications, and I was like, holy smokes, what's happening? It made me realize like, oh my god, like, okay, first off, these videos were strategic in the sense of like titles, thumbnails, and planning it ahead of time. But they were videos that I've always wanted to make. They were like self-help, kind of experimental videos type of thing, right? One of them was like, horrible singer sings for the first time. I'm going to link to that video somewhere here and probably in the description, because it is so good. Oh, this video is so good. Karla learns how to sing in 30 days. That was the second one that, of that series. But the first one that went viral was just me singing for a week. Which is, okay, first of all, singing, if you're not a singer, super scary, right? Right. So like to create a video telling that story
is so good. I'm glad that's one of the ones that went viral.
Yeah, and I think to this day, even though I don't make those videos consistently anymore, I think it's still part of my brand because it really is like a letting go of fears. And I was not a singer. Funny thing is though, that video, I wasn't going to post it because I had originally shot a bunch of, I've shot 90% webcam, maybe 10% like B-roll stuff. And at that point I kind of had been getting better in terms of filmmaking. And when I saw that webcam video footage, I was like, this video's no, I'm not posting this. This is like, I'm going to redo it, whatever, or just not post it. And I got really lazy to watch of like hours of me practicing because I would record like when I was actually singing just to get a good moment. And so I was like, I do not want to watch all this footage. So I'm just like, I got lazy and I was like, I'm not going to post it. It's going to be a bad video, whatever. And then something just told me, you know what? Just like do it. Just fast edit it, whatever. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I released it and then like I got notifications and it was awesome.
I'm so glad you did. You have to watch it. I'm telling you. I will stop trying to sell it because again, it's an amazing video and you like work with a music coach and like you throw an event at the very end to like sing in front of an audience. It's great.
Thank you. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. So I've had a couple of videos go like viral as well. Very interesting experience. I actually originally started my YouTube channel with my friend Luba.
Right, remember, yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And so, short story, Luba and I started a channel together. We posted probably like 4 videos on that channel before Luba wanted to experiment with creating another channel to post different types of content on, more specific to her field as a software engineer. She posts one video on this blank channel, immediately goes viral. And I was out of town at the time. I was like in New Orleans and I'm like getting a bunch of email notifications of new subscribers and like all this activity. And I was like, Luba, what's going on? Like the channel we shared was getting huge traffic. And she was like, Alexa, I posted a video on a blank channel. It's going viral. And basically the channel we shared was getting traffic because it was still connected. Okay. People were like, oh, I don't know. They were discovering it because of her video. So anyway, we got a good jump in subscribers at that time. And then later on, I think a year later, a day in the life video, which was a trend. And I posted it strategically as well, but also just a totally fun video to film. And it actually did not take me a day to make. It took me like a couple months.
That was one of my first and favorite videos that you've made. So I can see why.
Took a lot of time. But so I posted it for a month. It was just like, whatever, like normal video count. And then it just spiked. I was like, what's going on? And so it's still like, it's the video that people usually find my channel from. Yeah,
that's awesome that you continue to make videos that made you the one it matched, because
like it's related.
That's the one mistake when you do go viral. Keep making the videos that made you viral, especially if you love the videos. The videos that I went viral in, that was literally my dream type of content, and it went viral, and then life got busy, and then I don't think I felt the pressure of it, but I was just like, this video, like, I need to, maybe a little, you know? And so I didn't keep making those type of videos consistently, so that's definitely something to keep in mind. Yeah. So that's awesome you did that.
You know what? We're all just trying our best, and so it's totally fine. Move on to the next.
Create more viral videos. Let's do this.
Well, at the same time, like, I think creating a viral video is not something you can really do. Like, it kind of just happens. And that should not be your focus, I think, for the most part. Like, if you want to start a YouTube channel, you should really be doing it for something you're trying to discover in yourself and trying to grow in yourself first. And then all these other things happen that are really great, like, because of that. Right. And you can get more strategic about, like, the type of content. But it's pretty well known, I think, in the creator community that if you are just creating content because you want to go viral and because you don't really care about the thing, but you're just like, maybe there's a business opportunity, like, you're gonna get burned out and be unhappy.
For sure. I mean, last year, because I started freelancing, I went from full-time employee to a YouTuber to a YouTuber and a freelancer, which is, in my opinion, from what I've experienced, it's really hard because you're creating content for clients, you're creating content for yourself, and I just didn't really know how to handle it. And so for me, then I was like, well, maybe if I create videos that are really in line with what I do, which is like strategy, social media strategy and branding and stuff, maybe like this will be good. But I got too nitty gritty on like those type of videos, like 5 ways to grow your, rather than being more creative, like I was more strategic business wise, and then I burnt out. Didn't like making videos anymore, and actually I privated some of those now, you know, so it definitely don't do content that you love to make.
Yeah, first and foremost. Love it. Okay, let's pivot a little bit. I would love to learn, since you've had a YouTube channel for 8 going on 9 years, more recently, what types of videos do you create and why?
So I really create videos that empower people to let go of fears and try to just be authentic versions of themselves. Because for me, that was a big reason why I created my channel. And, you know, 8 years later, there's been times where I've lost, like, I guess my purpose of my channel, but it always comes down to really empowering people to let go of fears. And I usually do it, for the longest time, I was like the guinea pig where I was doing things that I had never done. But to this day, now that I kind of have walked the walk, now I just kind of share my journey, either letting go of fears and becoming a freelancer and sharing my journey as like a business person now, to going out there and trying new things, you know? And I just hope, yeah, I really want every video that somebody watches to feel inspired, like, oh, she can do it. I can do it. And not in a way it's like, that crazy girl can do it, I can do it. But hey, like if that works for you to get started and like take action, like that would make me happy, you know?
Yeah.
So
Karla, I love your content. Truly, like you show up and are your most authentic self in every context that I see you, whether it's in person, on Instagram, on YouTube, like truly. And hey, that's a hard thing to do.
Right.
I think one of life's greatest challenges is to learn to understand yourself, learn to love yourself enough where you can actually open up to other relationships and to other people and like other like experiences, and you have to know yourself first. And so this is really a gift that you're giving to a lot of people.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, I think it's hard to be vulnerable. Sometimes it's hard to put yourself out there, but I always have a bigger just kind of constantly reminding yourself like why you're doing the content why are you making the content you're making, you know? Yeah,
just keep asking yourself that question.
Yeah.
So could you just share a little bit more about what are some of these videos that you made that were you exploring things that you were afraid of or fearful of or whatever it was? Like what were some examples?
Yeah, so you guys might be listening to this and like, that's not a big deal. But for me, one of them was surfing. And I actually, to this day, that's one of the things I want to go out and do it for like a month and try it out. I don't know. Some YouTuber did that and in her like 30. So I was like, there's still hope, you know? But one of them was definitely surfing because I was always scared of like dark water and like sharks attacking me. But then to finally sit on the board like after the waves hit and you're just like in the dark ocean and my legs are dangling on my board and I'm like, a shark, I'm letting go of my fear, like a shark's not gonna eat me, that's like, I'm good. So that was one of the biggest ones. Definitely another one was the singing one, just because I'm not a singer. When I actually filmed the first singing video, because I did 2, it was like after like my first heartbreak and it was an Adele song, so to like put myself out there, and even though I didn't really express that a lot in the video, like internally just feeling like I'm trying to grow as a person and not bring myself down. Yeah, I think vulnerably, and even just talking about like mental health has been a tough one. Like, yeah, last year I posted a video about just dealing with like my faith and things like that, and like crying in the video. And I try not to be I try not to be that YouTuber who like puts a thumbnail, it's like I'm crying, you know, like, but this was just, I couldn't release this video. I couldn't keep creating if I didn't release I can't talk. Release this video.
Yeah.
Because I felt like I was just showing up on camera kind of like sad and unhappy. And I felt after I learned why I was feeling a certain way, then I can finally show up to my audience. And I think a lot of the times people show up like when they're like literally going through the thing. I think you have to learn, process it, and then when you share being vulnerable, it comes from a place that it will help other people. So, but usually people will watch the video and they're like, are you okay? I'm like, this happened months ago, but like, yes, I'm okay.
Yeah, well, you know what? Crying, being sad, that is a human emotion.
Right.
It's fair game as far as like, how do we explore what that means?
Right.
And not a lot of people do share about sad moments. And so, again, I just think I really appreciate that you're being vulnerable and able to share something like that.
Thank you.
With other people.
Yeah, it's hard, but it's, again, comes from a place of my why and like helping other people. So, yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, couple more questions. So I've had my YouTube channel for about 2.5 years. Before becoming a YouTube creator, I would say I watched maybe 1 YouTube video a month, if that. Like, I was not on YouTube. When I became a YouTube creator, my whole world changed and I have 1,000 favorite content creators now, at least. And so you've been on YouTube for 8 years. I would love to hear what some of your favorite content creators are and why.
Okay, so my biggest one, my favorite one is Guest Theory. I think like right now, everyone's like, some of my friends are like, okay, Karla, we know you think they're amazing. But honestly, like, actually, I didn't know about their channel before I started my series, but once I did, I'm like, oh my God, these guys are like stepping out of their comfort zone and like
do they want to be best friends?
Yeah, right away I was like, we have the same, and I actually met one of their best friends in real life, and I told him about my channel. I didn't know it was his best friend. They're like, oh, my roommates like do those type of videos, and he's like, Yes Theory, and I was like, oh, you're what? Like, I remember freaking out, but I had to keep it in, you know, internally. So Yes Theory is definitely one of mine. Is Harris. I love her content.
Is amazing. Yes.
I just love that she's a filmmaker, a storyteller, and a mom, and has the time to do what she loves, but still have like a family. I think as a woman, like, it just encourages me that you can do everything. And so I really appreciate her content. And then Max Hurton, he's actually a friend that I collabed with, and he does like challenges basically. So he does like 100 push-ups in like, you know, 5 days or whatever. And I actually got him to do the singing video because that's what his whole channel's about. So he's a favorite of mine. You.
Me? Oh, thanks.
Yeah, I mean, I actually watch a lot of my friends' content now.
Me too.
But like, Yes Theory is the one that like I don't miss a video, except recently I've kind of been focused on my own life.
Yeah, there's so many great content creators out there, and actually and there's so many. A lot of these are like maybe bigger channels, but there's a lot of great small YouTubers as well. Like, people are still like, they're creating great content and have like a super interesting niche. Honestly, I no longer Google anything. I YouTube my questions. I'm like, you know, no longer do I go to Google and say like, how do I cook blank? I'm like, no, YouTube knows the answer.
Right, same, yeah.
I think you searched something today on YouTube too, and I was like, Karla and I are the same.
It was a French press.
Yeah.
I don't know how to French press coffee, I guess. Yeah.
I love it. Okay, just final question. What advice would you give to someone who's just starting out and wanting to create a YouTube channel?
I would say don't be afraid to share your story, because your story could help a lot of people and a lot of people can relate to it. And, you know, like when sometimes people are like, I don't have an interesting story, I don't have interesting things to share. It's like, I think we all have parts of our life that are interesting, that could be like great videos, like recaps of, you know, storytelling. So don't be afraid to put yourself out there with like sharing your why, or what you love, or who you are, or why you're doing what you're doing. Yeah.
I love it. If you are at all thinking about starting a YouTube channel, let us know in the comments. I want to see what is going on with your mind and where you're at with it, because yeah, just like let us know. What kind of content you want to create. Yeah. All those sorts of things. And we'll respond to them as best we can. Yeah. Karla, where can people find you online? So you can find me at YouTube/What Would Karla Say on YouTube, and then on Instagram, Karla Gregg, which is my first and last name. Perfect. And those links will of course be in the description below. That's it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This was fun. It's so awesome talking about YouTube. I miss it. I do great content, guys. I haven't left, I'm just saying. Absolutely. Okay, that is all for now. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and hope to see you next time. Go subscribe to her. Bye. Bye.